What's up, guys? Dark Side Spencer here, and right now I'm just gonna be playing World of Warcraft in the background. How should I even begin this video? Last time I made a video, I spoke about how I was gonna try to persuade my parents to give me a new computer, and I feel like I haven't really touched upon that subject in such a while. And I bet some of you guys are like, yo, what happened? So, yeah, this is that video. Okay, so basically I was like, yo, mommy poo. Alright. I talked to her first, right? And I asked her if, if I can get this computer. I kind of didn't say it outright like that. Like, I was kind of just, like, beating around the bush. You know what I mean? Because, like, the computer I found, and I'll even show you guys on the thing. On the screen. Not the webcam. Right here. This is it right here. Yes, I know you guys were kind of like, Spencer, don't do it. Pre-builds are not worth it. This has a 700 watt power supply with a Core i7 6700K processor, 16 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM, and here's the specs down here. I know it says something different down here, but that's because of freaking editing. It's right here, all the specs. Now, this computer is the best that I could find within this price range. It was literally like the best. Like, there's no way I could get a better price. I already looked it up. I already put the parts together in iBuyPower. There's no deal that will give me this type of deal. This good, this cheap with these parts. And PC part maker or part picker or whatever. I think it's PC part picker, right? Yeah. As you guys see right here, I actually went ahead and tried to do a budget PC with that computer, or with these parts, and I just couldn't do it. There's no way. As you guys can see, there's a 1 terabyte hard drive with SSD boot drive, 120 gigabytes. It already has a terabyte on it, and I was sitting there, I was like, dang, dude, that's actually a pretty dang good computer. I was actually trying to find a GTX 1060 graphics card, 6 gigabyte version of this computer, but there is none. I'm just going off of the reviews and stuff like that. Everyone's saying that it's freaking great. As you guys know, I've been trying to find out a computer, or try to find a computer with an i7 6700K, because I really want like a newer processor that I won't have to upgrade. The graphics card I can upgrade, or eventually I will upgrade. It's just the CPUs nowadays are just freaking expensive. So I kind of just want to get a better CPU and just have the graphics card bottleneck than the CPU bottleneck, because I feel like the CPU bottleneck is a little bit more crucial. Or not really crucial, but it can destroy your system, or destroy the fluidity of things, like the boot up, and the boot up doesn't really play a part with the CPU that much, but even though it does, games, I want to play open world games some more. That's kind of what's been holding me back whenever I'm playing video games. Now, World of Warcraft, on the other hand, I like World of Warcraft. It's pretty good. I like World of Warcraft, but I just really don't want to have that stutteriness. This computer now went down about $50 or so. Well, about $60 or so. It's now $1,039. So yeah, like, I couldn't find any other system worth that amount with the same specs or even better. You know what I mean? I just could not find it. So hold on, I'm actually gonna switch back to game capture. I just could not figure out a way to get those same specs without either building it with lower parts, you know, like parts that weren't as either equal to or superior to those parts. I couldn't. It's just there's no way. Afterlife Battlefront, Greg, he tried to persuade me not to, you know, get a pre-build. Even though, which I don't think I've mentioned this in this video yet, the amount of money I would be saving if I were to build it myself would be around $30 less if I was to use those parts and build it myself. And I just don't see it worth it if I'm just saving only $30. You know what I mean? I don't know if I've made this clear enough. Actually, never mind. I haven't even told you guys the whole story yet. So keep that in mind. That it's only $30 cheaper if I were to build it myself. So we went. I went ahead and went and go talk to my mom about it. And she kind of immediately was like, "No, you know, we already said we were only going to buy you one computer." And then I was like, I know, but this one, you know, it's really what I want. You know, it has one of the best processors on the market, and has one of the best graphics cards on the market inside of it. And I know, and Greg already tried to tell me that a 1060 isn't the best, but if you think about it, that is the best video card that I've ever been handed. You know, like towards me at all. Like, I don't know what people think I am. Like, I can't just throw down more dollars on something else. Like, literally $1,000 is basically the budget here. And these parts, I can't, like I said, like, it would still be $1,000, no doubt, with these parts. And if I were to go lower on one part, like a CPU, and go higher on another, I don't know if I would risk it, because a 1060, I mean, alright, actually, let me get deeper into it before we start talking specifics. So I asked my mom, I was like, you know, this computer, you know, it's one of the best deals that I've seen in a while. They have it on rollback. So, yeah, let's just, you know, please consider it. And she was actually, you know, she's trying to work with me here, you know. She actually wants me to get this computer because it really is a good deal. Like, no joke, this computer is like really, really good for the price. And I know all you AMD users out there are going to be like, Spencer, no, you're cheaping out on us. No, I just really want an all Intel, all NVIDIA build. I've always heard that they're better, and I've known that since 2 years, or actually going on 3 years ago, that they were better. And all the benchmarks says that they're better. So I mean, well, Intel's CPUs, they're better. Open world games, they're better. They get higher FPS with the same graphics card. If you were doing like an AMD Intel comparison, and NVIDIA comparison, it's just Intel, NVIDIA, they work so well together. So I was like, okay, let's try it. You know what I mean? But you guys are probably wondering, like, what's so bad about my computer right now? Right now, I can't upgrade my computer to Intel or any other AMD chip. I would have to buy a whole new motherboard in itself to be able to run, or not run, but install a Intel chip. Because there's things called sockets on a motherboard, and my socket is an FM2+, I'm pretty sure. And an Intel, it's like an LGA 1151, I think it's called. Hold on. Pretty sure that's the motherboard for the i7s and stuff. Yeah, see? And I can't upgrade to those with my current motherboard. So yeah. That's kind of the whole problem. That's why I can't just go out and buy another processor and just install it. There's these things called sockets, and they need to all be compatible. So I ended up telling her, I could build it myself. And now that I think about it, I'm not comfortable with going off of, YouTube videos and just building it myself. I don't have the confidence for that crap. So I was like, screw it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to build it myself. I'll just go buy a computer offline, just research a lot, see the best deals, and just choose what the best deal would be. And that's kind of what I did. Okay, and I brought this computer to my mom, and she says, "Yeah, dude, that's like the best one for the deal." Well, actually, no, she didn't say that, but she was like, "Yeah, that looks like the best one for the deal." And she was like, $1,000. And she literally looked at me because we went out to my garage, and she was like, if you would have came to me with $2,000, I probably wouldn't have considered it. But $1,000 computer, that and for the parts, and she asked me, did I do my research? And yes, I did. With these parts and how much they cost, and if the deal is really a deal, then it actually is. So basically, I'm just going to assume that $30 is just for building the computer. That's the only thing that I'll be losing out on, is the extra $30. I'm not going to fucking risk, breaking several parts. And I'm talking to Greg here, I'm not comfortable with, building it myself and having you help me, because it's not going to work. Like, literally, it may work, but I don't think I'm comfortable with having those type of parts for my first time building a computer. I'm not comfortable with it, because those are expensive parts. So that's why I'm getting a pre-build and not, built by myself. Maybe in the future, whenever I actually have a job, I'll pre-build it, but not whenever it's my parents' money. And this is where it's coming into this part of the story. So Mom was like, "How are you going to pay for it?" And I was like, "Well, what if you guys pay for it up front? I get the computer, it's shipped here, and then after you guys get another car, I can start getting jobs or try to maintain a job, and I'll pay off half of it, and you guys, just match me." And my mom was like, "Yeah, you will do that." But the thing is, she came up with this one thing at the end that it's not me. In her perspective, it's not me that you have to, that you gotta persuade. It's your dad. And I was like, uh-oh. What do you mean, my dad? And she's like, well, your father, he already regrets getting you that first computer. So you have to take it up with him. Now, we had a whole operation, okay? We eventually came up with an idea, because my dad's going to be turned off to the idea no matter what happens. But what if we tell my dad that I come to him first, that I came to him first and asked for, because practically with taxes it's $1,200. So what if we came to him first? Like I say, even though I came to my mom first, we say we came to him first because it's actually, that's kind of important. And basically, I said, okay, I'll persuade my dad. It's not going to be easy, but I'll try to talk to him about it. And at that moment, I knew that it was going to be a very long fought battle.